In the context of antiquities, patrimony laws govern the ownership of antiquities and protect a country's cultural heritage. A federal prosecutor relied on an Egyptian patrimony law to convict an art dealer for stealing Egyptian antiquities in United States v. Schultz. Frederick Schultz worked as an art dealer in New York. In the 1990s, Schultz partnered with Jonathan Parry, a British national, and Ali Farag, an Egyptian national, to smuggle antiquities from Egypt and resell them in the United States. They disguised antiquities as cheap souvenirs for transport and claimed the items were taken from Egypt in the 20s. Once out of Egypt, they restored the items using techniques from the 20s. Buyers were told the items were from the Thomas Alcock Collection, a collection that didn't exist. Parry and Farag were arrested in their home countries for dealing in stolen antiquities. A few years later, a federal grand jury indicted Schultz on one count of violating the National Stolen Property Act, based on a conspiracy to receive stolen Egyptian antiquities. Schultz asked the court to dismiss the indictment, arguing that no one owned the antiquities that he handled, so they couldn't be stolen, and he couldn't be convicted under the act. The prosecution cited Egypt's Law 117, a patrimony law, which stated that any antiquities found in Egypt after 1983 belonged to Egypt's government. The court denied Schultz's motion. At trial, prosecutors called two Egyptian officials as witnesses who testified that the law was about ownership and that Egypt used the law to prosecute those who trafficked antiquities within Egypt's borders. Schultz provided an expert witness who testified that the law was ambiguous. The jury found Schultz guilty, and he received a 33-month sentence. Schultz appealed to the Second Circuit.